Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Charmaine with Guy Plans. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time for checking me out, and if you have come across my channel before, thank you for stopping by again. I need to set up October, which is today, October 1st. I have been traveling the last 2 weekends. I've been a little busy, so did not get a chance to set it up before, but since I need to do it for the entire month in terms of setting up my cover for the month, my monthly spread, and also set up the first week of October, might as well record it. So the month starts with me actually doing a review of September, and I normally do that off camera because it's for me to look back, review, look at my numbers, look at my production, look at, there are specific questions that I ask. It's the same questions I ask every single month. So these questions do not change. What I will do this month and next month when I'm preparing for 2026 is I will make sure that these questions are relevant for what I need to be achieving every month. Because it doesn't make sense to have questions if they're not relevant to what I need to make sure I'm obtaining and hitting for the month. So I need to set up my overview for October, and that includes birthdays, important things, appointments. I also like to set up the monthly view, and these are the two places that are, and the weekly, because this is where it's Wednesday. It's October 1st, and I'm now doing this. But it's okay because I've still been doing all the things that are necessary. But because I know I need to do this, I might as well record it. So let's just jump into this. So this recording is not too long, and I will do my best to stay in frame. So I will go to the botanicals. This is the one that has 3,000 stickers, and this is the happy planner to see if I have my headers in here. My headers are pretty simple. So and I think I'll go for gold, even though this is October, which really should be black, huh? Because it's Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween, but I love black. So let's see. These are the ones, the pages that I had taken out before. So I need to find the things that are for birthdays. Let's see if there's any black. I have used a lot of these, so I may need to find a different Happy Planner book or another sticker book that has all of those things that I need, but I've used them all. I do have a couple of other books that I can look and see. I believe this is the Agenda 52. This does not have birthdays, it just has the days of the week. And I want to use this cursive in the month, so I'm going to just pull this out. I'll leave it on top of here. Move that over for the side for a second. And there is another book, but let me see what I have in here. I have a really bad habit of pulling stickers out and not putting them back where they belong. Hence, pages missing, things missing. And black is my favorite color. So let's look in this book. I think this is the Happy Planner, the Fancy Blooms. And this is the 513 pieces. And I got this book on clearance for $9.97. So I don't need this one. So I'll close it up because I think I see what I need back here. With that quick glance, I think I saw it. And I do want to do actually a black and white theme. I may do some splash of color on the weeks when I decorate them. Oops, those are my fountain pens I'm knocking over. But this would be good to use. So I will try not to write the words in because I know I do have them in sticker form. And worst case scenario, I could always continue. And once I start dipping into the sticker books, I know that I will find the headers that I'm looking for. But let me look one more time because I will like to use the black and white. I can use the noted. Because these are some of the things I need to do. Try to center it as much as possible. These are just reminders on the bottom. I have a Udemy class that I would like to complete this month. It's already paid for. So I had written that in prior to today as a reminder so I don't forget to do that. I'm going to put this book to the side for a second because I will come back to that one. Now, black and blue are my favorite colors, and these colors, even though some are bright, let's see if they're that summer. Ooh, fall. Even though I said I want to use black and white, those are so pretty. Those are really pretty, but I can use these in November. Okay, so definitely not this book. Unless I want a splash of color, but that's for winter. See, I'm already deep in the heart of winter. Not that one. And let's see the other seasons that I've pulled out. This is the Happy Planner, the Seasons of Color, the 229 pieces. So let's see if I can find a big print for here, for this bottom portion of the page. I don't want anything colorful. For October. I would like a darker theme color. So we're going past, let me move the pens over because that's in the way. And we can look at this together. So those are summer. I don't want summer. That's pretty. Oh, see how this is nice and dark? I like this. I like it a lot. And leaves are falling. Fall is calling. That's so pretty. See this? This is really pretty. Okay, we have a winner. And even though it's on the matte paper, that's okay. Because I am just putting it on the bottom here for decoration, and it has the purple and it has the gold. Look how pretty that is. Different shades of purple. And that, even though it's not on the translucent paper, it still will be okay. perfect. And then when I bring in all the other sections in terms of the birthdays and the appointments and the things that are important, I will definitely find the headers that are black to bring those in. So I am done with this book. I can move that to the side. And I am going to jump in now. We're going to come back to these sections. I don't want to hold it up, but we are definitely now going to take care of the headers. Sometimes I use color washi tape before I put down the days. I'm not sure if I want to use any washi as yet, but I know I definitely want to hide the days of the week because I will use the stickers for that. Other than the weekly spread, the monthly, I like it to be of 1. And I don't need it to say October again, so I'm going to wipe that out because I've already put down a big sticker for the month, so I don't need to see it repeated. All right. And now, this is where I can either go crazy with the color, as in my other ones, I like to have a big sticker. I need to put down the sleep schedule, so I have to set that up. But for right now, we are just going to do the headers for now. Now, I don't think I've used washi for a couple months in the monthly section. August, I just used a thin strip. I did use in September, a very thin strip. Okay, so I guess I've been using the thin strips for the month and use the wider washi tapes when I do use them in the weekly spread. So let's get that container. If I can put my hands on it. And I can look at my container of washi, and since I'm going with the dark theme, I don't want it to be too dark. Since this is October and we are in, pumpkin season. And this is going to represent the entire month. Let's do black. Because then any other color I add will just add to it. Can move that to the side. And I am just going to do a thin strip of washi. Because this gets filled up. My month gets filled up with all of my expenses. That's what I mainly use it for. I don't put my appointments in the monthly view. Should have gone slower, right? Steady hands, Charmaine. Steady hands. Let's get my ruler. Let's snip that piece off. There we go. And what I want to do now is I want to use the cursive I like this one better. It's smaller, even though this is pretty as well, but let's go. Oh, this is pretty too in the gold. Have that contrast. Let's see. Let's move it over. Which one should I go with? Because it's going to be sitting over the black. It's going to be partially over. So let's play with that and see what it looks like. And what did I do with, here they go, my tweezers. I think this may be the winner, but let's see. So I need Monday. This would be perfect because even though I'm using the black washi, I can still see the date because it's in the gold. If I were to use the black on black, let's see what that looks like. It's going to cover up because it's not white, it's the translucent. The gold looks better. Okay, so gold it is. So now I'm just going to add that for every day. And actually, I should have moved it down a little bit. Let's do that. And it's okay if it's on the first line. So actually, that looks better. So let's do the rest of the days. And actually, let's do one more thing because I don't need to carry anything over for the 29th or the 30th. And also for the 1st and 2nd of November, I don't need to see those. And now we can continue. I try to center it as best as I can. It does not have to be perfect for me. That does not drive me crazy. Because even though I like to see things in order, since this is my planner, right? So it's a working document. So I don't need it to be perfect because there are times when I have to use whiteout. I don't like to, but I do my best not to use whiteout when I'm documenting things. But if it happens, it happens. But I'm using this, right? This is my working document. And in years in the future, I can go back and when my kid and my grandchildren look at this, they can see, okay, this is what she did in the month of October 2025, right? So it's first a working document because I use this every single day. And then let's do Sunday. And there we go. So far, so good. And so I have the color over here that has a little bit of gold. On the bottom, I'm going to find the other date. So I'm done with the dates. So I can put this away now. So I'm not muddying up my brain. And I do like the darker colors for this month. Now, this is going to be my sleep schedule to the left of the page. I don't need to fill anything in here as yet. Once my bills, the day that my bills come out, because all of my bills are automatic, I use it to just put them in. Because sometimes, depending on when the day falls, it may be paid either the day before or after that schedule, depending on if it falls on a weekend. So I like to just wait. That does not bother me. Everything comes out automatically. So it's more for record keeping that I want to show what day things were paid. I have been tracking my sleep and I've been doing really well in terms of logging that. So I do have to do my sleep schedule over here. And what I do is very simple. And let me make sure I am in frame because I have a tendency to start rambling and not look. So let's make sure we're still in frame. And all I'm going to do is do the amount of days. I track every day. So I have 31 days. And that's all I'm going to do here on this side. 31, 30, 29, 28, 20. So each box is where I track each of my sleep number in terms of hours that I've slept. 24, 3, 2, 21, 20, 19, 18, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then what I do, so this is where I track the amount of, these are the days of the week, and then I track the amount of hours. So I go to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And believe it or not, there was one day last week that I slept only 2 hours. So I have gone and used the 2 hours, believe it or not. I was traveling. I thought I had enough time in terms of my planning, and I did not. So I was forced to just get 2 hours worth of sleep. And then I had to rush to the airport. So what I also do, because I don't need the month, because I already have it here, and I don't need the next month. I don't need to see that. If I do, then I can just flip the page. Okay, I'm going to do my best here. Then I just like to add a sticker here. Let's be consistent. And I think use the correct words. I would like to be consistent. So I have been calling that sleep schedule. So we'll just continue with what I have named it for the past couple of months when I started tracking my sleep. So this is sleep schedule. And that's it. And today I went to bed at 11. I woke up at 5. No, I didn't wake up at 5. I woke up at 6 in time for me to just jump on my Zoom for a Bible study. So that was 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hours worth of sleep I got. So on the first, 7. And that's it. So tomorrow, whatever sleep I got tonight, I'll track it here, and then I'll just link the graph. And let's just take a quick peek at what September looked like. I did pretty good. Remember I mentioned I got 2 hours one day? It really messed up my graph. I've been doing pretty good. There was one day it was more than 9 hours. But I only had the graph go up to 9, so I just put it to 9. But I believe I slept a lot on that day. I was very proud of myself. That's very rare. But I've been doing better. Before, I used to get only 4, maybe 5 hours worth of sleep. But since I've changed my lifestyle and changed a lot of things, I've been getting a lot more sleep. So I'm really proud of myself. But I still want to continue to track that. So the only other thing now is I want to get a flower or bloom of some sort to put in this section right here. And let's look at the beautiful blooms. These are more summer, so I'm going to move these over. I don't need those. There's an additional one, the Seasons of Color. Let's look in there and see what I can find. And this is the 87 piece. These are all translucent, so let me look in this one first. And these are happy planners. This one says I paid $10.97. I don't normally buy sticker books unless they're on sale. I never pay full price because in my brain that does not make sense what you're doing. And I did purchase a Cricket Joy Extra. I've yet to use it. I have a tendency of doing things like that. I purchase things and it's intimidating, and I'll just let it sit until I'm ready to use it. I take a long time. I do take a long time before I purchase things. I keep it on my list. I have a running list of, wish list of things that I want. I'm not an impulse purchaser, a buyer. I will wait until it gets to a price that I feel like, yes, that's a good enough price in terms of where I feel like I'm getting a bargain. I never pay full price for things. I've always been like that. I've just been really patient. So with that being said, sticker books, no, I'm not paying full price. And there are some beautiful small businesses on YouTube, on Instagram. And in the beginning, I would purchase things, but then I wouldn't want to use it. Because in my mind, I'm like, if I use it, I can't use you again. So I said, you know what? We're not doing that anymore. We're going to start doing our own stickers. So all of these sticker books I have over 20 from Happy Planner and the Agenda 52s. But I am now getting into the mindset where make your book look pretty. So I've decided that in my monthly spread, the cover spread, and on the weekly, I'll use the stickers. But I would like to start making my own, because in my mind, there are certain things that I want sometimes and I can't find it. So sorry for that tangent, but I am going to start playing around with the Cricut Joy Extra to start doing things. See how these are pretty? Too big for just this little section, so I am looking for something that will fit right here, right in this little corner. And although a lot of them are beautiful, they're too big. So this one here says think happy. I do like that. That's a contender. Here's that one that I used. This is just a smaller version, less pieces from the one that I got for here. So that's why we see this flower being duplicated. Maybe I can just use a rose because it's the fall, but I can use this orange for pumpkin for next month. So nope, I'm not going to use that one right now. So with that being said, these are all gold. So there's a note to this. And let's look at the botanicals now. And these are the beautiful blue. So I know I'll find something here. I'll just have to take my time because these are all translucent. So I will have to take my time. And it would be nice to find one just for that corner. So be patient, Charmaine. Ooh, one of these perhaps. Let's see. I'm gonna have to put, ooh, these are pretty. This one says the sky's the limit. This one says surrounded by love. Oh, this color palette, these two color palettes, I like that one. That's a contender. I'm going to keep my finger there. A bouquet would be too much. I just need literally something for this section. This is oval. No, not for what I need. I do need something like this. Let's see. Oh, those are pretty. This one says it's all coming together and it's just repeated around and around. And I like the darker color rose for this month. Even though I don't celebrate Halloween, I do like colors that are darker. This is more of a bouquet, so that's not gonna work. And that's a no. These are too small. This is more summertime florals. And the same, those are definitely too big. So the contenders are this one or this one. This one here I really like. But I think because of the space and how this one is that almost rectangular oval, if that's the shape, it will fit perfectly here. So we are going to use this one. Yeah, this would work perfectly here. So let's move it around a little bit. And it's just staying on the theme of the darker color. Perfect. And so it fits perfectly there. And because of how the month is, so we're Wednesday the 1st, so I don't need to put anything there. And I have 2 extra boxes on the bottom if I get, you know, snazzy. But what I can put up here is my color key. I do use a color key for identifying my bills for the month, so I can add that in myself. And I believe I have all of the colors. So, quick story on my TWSBI. This is a new cap that I received. I reached out to the customer service because the old cap that I had, this black piece here, every time I would attach it to the pen itself, it would get stuck, and that shouldn't have been happening. So I reached out to customer service and they sent me a new cap. So this one works perfectly now. And I don't know if you just saw, but this block just happened. I had been traveling with my pen, and I believe because of the airplane pressure, some of the ink, so I need to rinse this cap out. But I'm going to leave that alone and not even touch it because I don't want it to get blurry everywhere else. What I am going to do is use a little blotter and see if that works, so it doesn't spread everywhere. I'm going to leave it alone and let it just dry. But red, and this is in my TWSBI, this is in the Irish green, and these are household bills. Household monthly bills. So those are always in red. Everything that's business related is in this blue. Everything that's personal, I do in pink. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I messed up my colors, but that's okay. I will fix it. Household is orange. My monthly bills are red. So once that dries, I'll just cover it up and write monthly bills. Because my monthly bills are all automatic. I don't have to go in and do anything. So I would really like tracking really these 3 areas. Anything I do for business, anything for personal, and household means anything that's not an automatic monthly bill that I buy or have to get throughout the month in addition to what I've already budgeted for, that's what that will be for. And that's what the household is for. So my key is here. Make sure, I've always had a key. Yep. And I also do any payments or advances. I do those in green, but that's what, you know what green is, money. So I am done with that. I feel like I'm missing some color, but once I start putting in all of my monthly bills and all of my payments and everything, this will fill up with a lot of color. So there's no need for me to add a lot of extra things to it. So we are done with the monthly for now. And the only other thing I need to do is let's get rid of all these colors. Dump them in the holder. Move over so that we can make some room. I do need to clean out this fountain pen. I do travel with my fountain pens. I prefer to write with my fountain pens. So that's why I had just refilled it before I left. Because on the Twisbees, I really like them because you don't, it doesn't dry out and the ink stays in there for a long time. And I really appreciate that. So I was at the end. So I had to refill it before I left on my trip. And that's why that probably happened. And I am using black. So I know I have, oh, I know where they are. That's what happens when you pull the pages out of the book and you can't remember where you put things. Let's see. I also have to update my goals. And so I use the small stickers for when I'm tagging my goals. So I have to also update that. I have all of my goals for the year already planned out. I know what they are for every month, every quarter. So that's not something I have to think and do. I have been enjoying these stickers though, so I do want to add it. I'll put it in these two, I don't want to say squares. They don't have the headers here, so I want to use that because I do have a lot going on for the next couple of months. And I did enjoy the one that I had for September. So even though it is on regular paper and not the translucent, let's do this. And I noticed that I needed some extra stickiness on it. Last month it kept coming off because the glue that's on it wasn't enough. So I might as well just use the glue stick so that I'll have enough on there when I put it down. And I'm gonna put it on the bottom. Oh, daylight savings ends on that day, so let me not put that on it because I'll need that little reminder. And there we go. So this way I don't have to use any tape. So that is done. And take a chance. Perfect. So definitely monthly spread is done. Does not look like a lot, but it is. And what I do need to add now is for the week of October 5th. And not sure if I'm going to use any washi or anything, so I'll just leave the top alone. But I can add my days of the week. So Monday, 29, Tuesday, 30th. Can't believe it's October. Today is one of my childhood friends. Today is his birthday. He is on October 1st and his son is October 30th. Tomorrow is Thursday. The 2nd, Friday. The 3rd, Saturday. 4th and Sunday. The 5th. All of my Twisbys, I use the extra fine nib. I prefer that, how it writes. So even though it's extra fine nib, see how it still writes a little wide. And I prefer that nib. I have pulled out my Croc Sport. I like using this every day, and I have the blue ink in it. And this is the pop-up one. I do also use every once in a while, and this one is already inked with blue. My blue is inked with blue. So I go between this Croc Sport and the Twisby. And these Twisbys are the Twisby Echoes. I have 3 of them. I have the blue, I have the Irish green, and I have the white. And this white has green ink in it. And I just picked up, I was at a conference in Las Vegas, and I stopped at the Montblanc store because they had the Irish green ink. So I picked that up. So once I'm done using this ink, I'm excited to use the Montblanc, the Irish green. And if it's anything like this, then I know I'm going to enjoy it as well. A lot of times I use the green ink when I'm just in my everyday planner, because I have cut down pages that are the Tomoe River paper. I have those as note paper in my everyday carry, and I like to use the green ink for whatever notes and things I'm doing during the day. I prefer to use this. I do love fountain pens. I learned to write using a fountain pen, so I've used it most of my life. Even though I'm a pen girl and I love other things and I have other things, I feel most comfortable with the fountain pens. So that's here. And I have started, in terms of my schedule, I am doing a Bible study that is started on September 22nd. It's Monday through Friday. And we are doing a series, so there's a book, and we do studying every day. And it's online, so it's women from all over the country. It's a women's Bible study that I do, and I'm so enjoying it. It's from 6 to 7 every day. So I have blocked that time out, and we've adjusted my miracle morning that I do my accountability call. We've made some changes starting actually this Monday. So we changed the time to 9. So for the first 15 minutes, we do our accountability of our daily numbers in terms of what we've done to move our business the previous day. And then we all just get on calls. Even though we're on Zoom, some of the guys are in their separate offices because we're all over the country. But we stay on the phone until 11. And this way we're motivating each other. Even though we're in business by ourselves, we're not for ourselves, we're not by ourselves. So it's been a really, really good way in terms of making sure that we're holding each other accountable and encouraging each other. So we've been doing that since Monday. I normally do it on my own when we had the call from 8 to 9. Then I would just get on the phone, or if I had errands to do, then I'll make sure I'll do my calls later in the day. But this is just allowing me to get those things that you don't want to do, get it out the way. So by 11, I've made all my calls, I've set up all my appointments, I've done everything that I need to do for my business. And then the rest of the day, I can then still focus on my business, but then I can go do my errands and know that those hard things are done. So we've been keeping our miracle morning and then our phone calls. So I've been really enjoying that. And I've been seeing a lot more movement for my business. And I have something scheduled. I had some appointments today, so I need to just set that up. But what I'm going to do here, I still want to keep tracking my meals. I've been really bad about that the last couple of weeks, especially when I've been traveling. So maybe later on tonight, I can always go back and look at my receipts and see all the meals that I've had, and I can add them in. But that is what this section is for. I do need to start studying because this is now October 1st. I need to start studying for my Series 65 because I do want to have that done before the end of the year. And so I've put those things in. I just need to add in the things that I've done yesterday. So this was 7. So this is up meeting. And then training. And I was done at, so this was from 7 to 9:30. Today we did our calls, so I was done by 11. I had some things to do in the home. So then I was up and didn't realize how late it was, so this was office time. I do need to close out my expenses and do my P&L for September, so I need to wrap that up, so I'll do that next. So that I will probably do from 7, so close out September. And I will do that once I'm done recording. I have 2 appointments already scheduled for Thursday and Friday. So those are in and accounted for. I have my training on Saturday. This is standard. This is every Saturday. Other than when I am traveling and I was at my conference. That's the only time that I missed it, but that was even more important. So I'm going to just block that time out. Tomorrow, I hope to get some things scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. I do have some appointments already scheduled for the following week, next week. So I already have my week starting. But the goal is to make sure that I'm moving my business every day. So tomorrow, excited about the calls. I have some follow-up calls for people that I contacted today. And just to tie down in terms of what days they want me to meet up with them. And do I want to put anything? Let's put some sticker over here. You know what? I know this is going to be an extra long video. So we'll see if I can figure out how to speed up and all that stuff. I'll have to figure it out. This is from one of the 2 Temu orders that I did. And I told you I like the dark things. So this would be a perfect opportunity for me to use some of these stickers. See, this is what I mean. I got them, and then I thought, oh my goodness, they're so pretty. I don't want to use them. But that was the purpose of me getting it, right? So let me see what I want to use. Oh, it's so pretty. A mason jar with the black roses. Oh, this is pretty. See, decisions, because they're all gorgeous. I wear a lot of black and navy. I know most of my friends like color. And that's okay. I don't impose me on them. Oh, see right here, this one. I like it. But isn't that one cute as well too? But I think this will be the one. Not I think. This is the one that I'm going to use for this week. And I purchased these. I've only had 2 orders from Temu over a year or two ago, and these stickers were one of them. And I keep them in my Sterling inbox, and I just dump them in here so that they're close by. And these are for my cards so that I can use it, and I keep it in my drawer. And so let's see if it comes apart easily now. Oh, I think it is. I think it is. It's just to start it, right? There we go. And where do I want to put it? I'll put it on the, I don't know. You know what? Let's put something on the top. Yeah, let's put it on the top today. So I need to move that empty envelope. And is it too big? Maybe too big for up there. So let's put it down below. And let's move that over. Where should I put it? Up there, down below, down below. And even though it's going into some of the time slots, that's okay. And how does that look? Yeah, I like how that looks because I want to stick with a dark theme for this month. And there we go. That's it. And I know this is going to be a long video, but wanted to catch up and do the setup for the monthly view and the setup for the weekly view, and that's completed now. Thank you so much for stopping by and being patient with me during this time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And can't wait to get back onto my schedule now that I've done traveling. Get back on my Sunday schedule for setting up and posting. And have a great day, a great night, wherever you are. And I hope you continue to have an amazing week because this is only the first. This is Wednesday. So have an amazing week wherever you are. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.